Pop your bolster along your mat. In fact, turn it that way. Yep. If you can start off with the bolster up against your bottom, lift your hips, slide it under your bottom, make sure it's level, and then let's have the legs up in the air so your legs sink into the hips. If you struggle to keep your legs up there, you can grab your belt, pop it around your feet to help keep them in the air. Otherwise, soften your ankles, soften your knees, soften your hip joints, and let the legs feel like they're dropping into the back of the hip sockets. Back of the pelvis feels broad and relaxed. Release your arms so they're a bit wider than your mat. Turn your palms up. And let's take about 30 seconds or so here, just relaxing in your pelvis, your belly, your back. Taking the heat and the excess pressure out of the ankle joints and knee joints that we get from standing up most of the day. And keep your legs up there. We're just going to circle your feet around. And circle them the other way. Let your knees drop towards your chest. So maybe the pelvis tips a little on the bolster, so your knees fall towards you. Keep hold of the right knee and extend your left leg out and lower the heel to the floor, so left leg is straight. If you struggle to straighten it, then you can put your left foot on the floor for more support, otherwise pushing the heel away. Think more about how much you can extend out the left leg rather than pulling the right leg tightly. Hold the back of the thigh or shin, either's fine. Bring both knees back in. Keep hold of your left and extend the right leg, heel on the floor, pushing the leg out straight. Avoid tipping over to the side. See if you can feel level in your shoulders and level in your hips. Both knees come back in. Let them drop towards your chest. And then take both feet flat to the floor. Lift your hips a little, slide the bolster out. And when your pelvis gets to the ground, pause there for a moment. Feel that almost like a weightlessness from having your hips uplifted when they suddenly land back down to level with your chest. It's like part of their energy is still left in the air. So when you land back down, taking that time just to feel the energy of the pelvis returning back down to the ground, the weight returning to the planting on the floor. Cross your right ankle onto your left knee and bring the left leg towards you. Hold behind the left thigh if you can and use your right elbow to encourage your right thigh bone wide. Bring some attention to your breath. Seal your lips and breathe through your nose unless you're blocked. But try and get used to breathing through your nose through the whole of the practice. We're going to hold the right foot with your left hand. Hold the right knee with your right hand. Lift your head and shoulders off the floor and see if you can keep the right shin there as you extend the left leg away and hover it off the ground. Keep both feet flexed 90 degrees at the ankles and holding onto your leg, lift your chest a bit more. Some of you might even be able to wrap your arms around the shin so that your knee and your foot are in the creases of your elbows. Stay as you are. Release your right leg and straighten it up in the air, walking your hands up the back of the right leg. Now point your feet. Lower the left leg, lower your right leg as your arms go all the way over behind into a full body extension and let your back arch slightly. Slide the feet one at a time flat to the floor and bring your arms back down. Cross your left ankle onto your right knee and then bring the right leg in towards you. Your back now going closer to the floor. And use the left elbow to press against the inner left thigh, keeping it wide. See if you can breathe down to the tailbone end of your spine so your breath goes down your spine and feels like it's making your tailbone pointier to the far end of your mat. Now hold the left foot with your right hand and hold the left knee with your left hand. Lift your head and shoulders. Keep hold of the leg and extend your right leg away. Keep both feet flexed. Use your belly muscles to lift and to keep your right leg off the ground. Maybe as you bring the left leg in closer, maybe you can wrap your arms around the leg. Then release your left leg and climb your hands up the back of the leg, maybe trying to get to the calf. Press the calf towards you, point both feet, lift a little higher. And then lower your right leg to the floor, arms over behind, and slowly lower the left leg down, controlling from your core. Once the leg has landed, relax, let your back arch. Soften. You're not trying to arch the back, you're just letting it release naturally. Slide one leg, then the other leg, feet flat to the floor. Bring your arms down by your side. Tilt the tailbone up and down a few times into some pelvic tilts. Start to feel your feet kind of padding the ground a little to spread your toes to get a nice broad purchase through the soles of your feet. And then press evenly down in your feet as you lift your tailbone and roll your spine up into bridge. Press down into your arms and feel the sides of your chest lift a little higher. Let your inner thighs feel the air between the legs, as if they're trying to squeeze the air between the legs like it would be a cushion. Another inhale through the nose, and as you exhale, roll your spine down. Tilt the pelvis a few times back and forwards again. Good, and then bring your knees in and cross your right ankle in front of your left ankle. Either hold your knees, or if you can get hold of your feet, hold onto your big toes. So right hand is holding left big toe, left hand is holding right big toe, and then lift your head and shoulders off the ground. You're going to lift your feet, your bottom, and then rock forwards. Lift your feet and your bottom, and then rock forwards, keeping hold of your knees or your feet. If rocking is uncomfortable in your spine and you struggle to roll up, then turn to your side and come up. Those with crossed ankles, switch to the other. So crossing your ankles, the left in front, rolling back and forwards in your spine. A couple more times. And when you come to sitting, we'll have one ankle in front of the other. And just turning around so I can see you. You can stay facing whichever way is comfortable. Bring your hands onto your knees or your shins and keep this movement of your spine back and forwards, like you're massaging up the length of your spine. And then center, switch the crossover. And then again, back and forwards. And then come to center, sit the spine tall, bring the soles of your feet together. Start off with your feet a little bit away from you. So if you were looking at them from a different angle, you'd be making a square. But from your angle, it looks like a triangle. Place your fingers out to the floor and wriggle your spine tall, pushing wide through your thighs and lifting long through the sides of your waist. Take hold of your shins or your ankles and bring the legs in as close as you can. So now you're trying to make it so more like there's a straight line from one knee to the other knee. Push down into your fingers or your hands. And again, press the thigh bones widen down and lift up through the sides of the waist. Tall in your chest and really long and open across your collarbones. Keep the flow of your breath nice and even and steady and conscious through your nose. Take the soles of the feet away again, so you're back into that square-like shape. Fingers behind, inhale. With that long length through your spine, start to tip forwards from your hips, bringing your hands a bit further in front as you bend forwards from the hips, aiming your head down towards your feet. Soften your shoulders, soften your neck, soften your face. Make your way back up again. Take hold of your shins or your feet and bring your legs back in, heels close to your pubic bone. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, start to bow forwards. Your hands can walk forwards as you start to tip forwards, but make sure your arms aren't yanking you forwards. See if you can go forwards nice and graciously. From the bend in your hips, there's a forward flow through your spine. And then inhale as you make your way back up. Cross one knee over to the other knee and come round to hands and knees. Have your hands further forwards than your shoulders. Have your toes tucked. Inhale as you come forwards, look forwards. Exhale as you go back, aiming your bottom towards your heels. Inhale, come forwards. Exhale, go back, pushing some pressure through the toe joints so we get some stretch through the soles of your feet as you press back. Another like that, in through the nose. Out through the nose. This time when you come forwards, point your feet so you're on the top of your feet. Inhale and keep the feet pointed as you go back like you're about to land in child's pose. Try and keep your hands where they are as you move back and forwards. Bringing a bit more attention to the forward movement now. So when you come forwards, lowering your hips a bit more, pushing more through your arms, like your shoulders are pressing the ground away. Shoulders pushing down, pressing the ground away. Another like that. When you come forwards this time, press the ground down through the shoulders, through your arms, then press the ground down through the top of the feet and lift the knees off the floor for 3, looking straight forwards. For 2, try and get the top of your head taller. For 1, and then bottom all the way back to your heels in a child's pose, resting your head to the floor. Breathe all the way down to your pelvis, as if to send your pelvis further back into the heels. Keep your pelvis where it is and angle your body off to the right. Side child's pose, with your chest more on your right thigh. The left hip hasn't moved anywhere. Breathe into your left lung, another breath. Come through centre and then go off to the left. So you're angling your chest on your left thigh. I like to rest my head on the outside arm. That would be the left arm in this case. And then the other arm is reaching diagonally across your mat. So you get this nice long line down the right side of your body, and you're going to breathe into that long line from your little finger to the hip crease. And then come back into centre. Lift onto hands and knees. Line your shoulders over your wrists and your knees under your hips. Look just ahead of your hands so that your face is looking past the hands and pulling away from the floor to prevent the head from falling. So you should feel flat from the back of your head, back of your chest, back of the pelvis. Straighten your right leg out on the floor behind you with your toes tucked and firm the leg and firm your belly. Good. And then just try feeling the sit bones, your 2 sit bones, narrow slightly. So it brings you into a firmer connected core. Lift the right leg off the floor a little way without letting the sit bones broaden and without letting your belly drop. And take your left arm by your side, palm upwards. See if you can get nice and long out through the top of your head. 3 more breaths. Shoulder rolling back to lift the arm. Core engaged as you lift your leg. Bring your hand and knee back to the floor. Straighten your left leg out behind. Just feel the opposite. So have your left toes on the floor. Imagine now you're trying to broaden your sit bones. So as you widen the feeling between your sit bones, you're more likely to dip in your back and to sag in your belly, like someone's just unzipped your tummy muscles. So now try and narrow the sit bones just enough that you feel like you can do the zip of your tummy up. Keep that zipped up feeling and bring your left leg up. And then take your right arm by your side, rolling your shoulder back to lift your straight arm, palm to the ceiling, toes to the floor. For 2, for 1. Hand and knee back down to the ground. Take downward dog, tucking the toes and sending your hips back. Let's go for a little walk out in the dog, bending one knee and bending the other knee. And then if you can level both legs out. Take your right leg high and step it forwards, lifting your right hand out the way. And turn the back heel to the ground for warrior 1. First of all, place your hands on your right leg as you lift your chest. Keep the right leg bent in line with the knee and then lift your chest away from the knee. Take your thumbs to your armpits and lift the front of your armpits while you drop the tailbone of your spine. Then extend your arms straight up from your armpits, palms face each other. And see if your outer chest can roll forwards a little and lift longer in your triceps. That's the back of your arms, which actually in this position is the bit of your arms facing forwards. Bring your hands all the way down onto your hips and straighten out your right leg. Turn your feet round on the mat and turn all the way towards your back leg. You're going to turn your back foot to the back of the mat and wriggle your right foot a bit wider. Turn your hips more in line with the long edge of your mat and bend in the left knee towards warrior 2. Left knee in line with left ankle and your hips are facing more to the long edge of your mat. Level the feeling of your hips and then float your arms out and then just turn your head to look over the left arm. Sensing that the left knee is trying to stay directly underneath your left wrist. Strong in both legs, so your back leg is engaged as well, engaging the kneecap toward the thigh. Straighten your left leg out and bring your hands onto your hips again. Turn both feet to point to the long edge of your mat. Lift your chest, open the collarbones, and then bend forwards from the hips. And as you come down, place your fingers onto the floor or onto blocks. Glance out to your feet and check they're level with each other. One isn't further forwards than the other. From here, try and lengthen from the spine so you get nice and long. And then bend from the hips, walking your hands toward the floor. If you can get your fingertips flat to the floor or your hands flat to the floor, go with that. Otherwise, use blocks. Look through the gap of your legs and roll your shoulders away from your ears. Sense your kneecaps engaging up your thighs, and like your kneecaps are trying to look outwards rather than inwards. Come up just a little way and walk your hands back round toward the right foot, turning your feet round with you. Lift your right arm and come into a twist. Squeezing your right hip in a little as you look up. And then bring your right hand down to the floor and step to downward facing dog. Find a nice evenness through your legs, through your hips. Left leg lifts in the air behind, and then step forwards, lifting your left hand out the way, turning your back heel to the floor, hands onto the left knee as you come up. Use the hands on the knee to bend it in line with your ankle and to draw your chest away. So you're kind of pushing the knee and the thigh forwards as you draw your chest back. Tailbone dropping, thumbs to armpits, lift through the front wall of your chest and then extend your arms up. Stay nice and long in your lower back as you lift your heart up through the space of your arms. And then your hands come down onto your hips. Straighten your left leg out. Turn your feet round so you're traveling toward the long edge of your mat, and then keep going till your right foot turns to the back of your mat. Wriggle your left foot a little wider. Level your hips. Bend into your right knee. Keep your hips and your chest facing more toward the long edge of your mat and float your arms. Then just turn your head over the right arm. Even though you're not looking at the left leg, sense that left leg is staying strong. The knee engaging up, and sense your right knee directly underneath your right arm. Straighten your right leg out, hands to hips as you turn both feet round to level with each other. Inhale, elbows wide, broad. Exhale, bend forwards at the hips. Bring your fingers to the floor or blocks. Stretch your spine nice and long. And then start walking your hands further back to the point where your shoulders start to, your elbows start to bend through the gap of the legs. Even if it's a micro bend in your elbows, the point of your elbows is aiming through the window frame of your legs. Come back up onto straight arms and walk around towards your left foot, pivoting round with you. Back heel is off the ground and lift your left arm. Make sure your left knee stays bent and squeeze your left hip in as you turn your right ribs under. Last inhale. Exhale, hand down to the floor, step to downward facing dog. Walking your hands back towards your feet at the back of your mat. Feet are hip distance apart. Bend your knees, chair pose. Bring your hands onto your hips and pause. First of all, feel your shins draw back a little. Then feel the difference between a wide sit bone stance where your belly is unzipped, and then a narrowing sit bone stance where you feel that light zip in your tummy. From there, extend your arms forwards, or maybe up a bit further in line with your head. Push through both legs, come all the way up to standing. Keep your right arm in the air, turn your left knee out to the side, and then lift the left leg up the inside of your right leg for tree pose. Pressing your foot against the leg, feeling where your center is, and get long through the center, right up through the top of your head. Your arms are that continual line up from the armpits. Point your left knee forwards. Stride forwards with your left foot. Bring your hands onto your hips. Balance on your left leg and lift your right leg in front of you with a pointed foot, and see if you can get it up to as high as you're able to, keeping your standing leg straight and your spine straight up from there. Another breath. And then take your foot down. Feet are back to hip distance apart. Tadasana, arms down by your side. Other side, turn your right knee out. Take your thumbs to your armpits, arms up. And then right knee turned outwards, pressing the sole of your foot against your inner left thigh. Knee points forwards, extend out through your right leg, step forwards, hands to hips. Balance on your right leg and swoop your left leg in front, pointing out through the toes, hugging the leg back into your belly. And then bring your foot back down, feet at hip distance apart. Go back into chair position, sitting your hips back, drawing your shins back, and being mindful of not overstretching between the sit bones so you get some core support as your arms lift. Keep the legs bent for now as you bow forwards over the legs and then down toward the legs. With your feet staying at hip distance, place your palms either flat on your calves or the back of the legs somewhere that you can reach. Or for those of you who can get your hands flat to the floor, press into your hands and draw the bend of your elbows straight back. Press the legs against your hands if your hands are on the back of the legs, or press your legs back towards straightening if your hands are on the floor. And then we're going to take pigeon pose as one of our yin poses. So step your left leg back, walk your right foot to pigeon position. So the knee is on the right side of the mat, the foot is on the left side of the mat, and stay lifted with your hips initially. Okay, tuck your back toes under, lift the back knee. Shift your weight back and forwards a couple of times. As you shift back a little, then lower down. See if it feels okay in your right knee, and then land down on the floor, or you can pop a block or bolster underneath your right hip. I'm going to just slide my bolster back in front for this so I can rest my forearms down on it. You can use your bolster wherever it supports you, underneath or in front of you. And feel free to lay a bit lower. Your back toes at any point you want to can start to point out. But for me, most of you know that I need to keep my toes tucked. My knee doesn't like a pointed foot, so just feel what works for you, but make sure you relax, soften in. Sometimes we get a little used to feeling that we're tight in areas or that there's tension. So as we start to release in one area, it can sometimes just replace itself somewhere else. So as you start to soften and go down into the hip and maybe it starts to relax a little, make sure that nowhere else gets tight. Keep your hands relaxed, your face, your shoulders. Couple more breaths. Make your way up and then see if you can push into your arms, lift and step to a downward dog. It's nice maybe sometimes just to sway a little, let the leg feel like it comes into same feeling as the other leg. Watching the after effects gradually merge into symmetry. Walk your feet forwards towards the top of your mat. Dangle a moment. And then from here, the right leg steps back and the left leg comes into pigeon. So lowering your left knee behind the left wrist. Right knee off the floor with your toes tucked and push back and forwards a few times. And then when you go back, lower down, see if that feels okay. If it feels too far, then come forwards a bit more. But by going back, we get a little bit deeper into the opening of the left leg. So see how it is? Sometimes maybe a little sway side to side to help you detect any tension that's holding you. Working into the corners of resistance in your body. Taking your time, no rush. Giving your body a little of your patience and understanding. Patience because it's nice not to be in a rush. So let's couple that with patience. If we don't have any patience in our yin practice, then it kind of goes against the grain of yin. And understanding because we're asking so much of our body day in, day out, and we kind of just expect it to perform. So think of this like your reward for your body, your offering of gratitude. Last couple of breaths. And then up into downward dog. So straight arms, lift the weight out of your left leg and let it go back. Walking your feet forwards towards your hands, dangle over your legs. Bend your knees, lower your bottom to the floor, come to sitting, however you can get there. I'm going to grab a block. So a bolster on its own might do, or a block on its own might do, but if we're going into bridge, if you know you can get quite high in bridge, then you can use both together, one on top of the other. So if you come down with your bolster underneath your bottom, hips up, and then if you're going to go a little bit higher, you can add an extra something. I'm going to use my extra block. And then when you've got there, the feet should be able to be flat on the floor. And press to the back of your shoulders so that it angles your rib cage up a little more. We get some opening in the thoracic spine. And soften the weight of your pelvis on the block. Soften into the front of your hips. Close your eyes. Feel an open, relaxed feeling in your body, supported without collapse. Your legs are soft but not falling. Your pelvis is heavy. Your abdomen feels like it falls into concave on your exhale. Doesn't matter what it looks like on the outside, but feel inside your abdomen, beneath the flesh. You drop into concave at the end of each exhale. And then just start to apply a bit more pressure through the heel of the foot, the balls of the feet, the heels of the feet, the balls of the feet. And then press down through the feet just a little. You might even walk the feet in a bit closer and tilt the tailbone up enough that you can slide the block out and roll down. Pause. If you've got two things underneath, you might do a halfway pause. Repeating the same thing, pushing through the balls of your feet, tilting the tailbone up and removing the final bit underneath, all the way down. Once your pelvis is on the floor, pause. Bring one knee towards your chest and just lightly let it fall in and lightly support it there with your hands. Let that foot go to the floor and then bring the other knee in, let it fall in first of all, and then support it with your hands. And you can keep this leg in, bring your second leg in, so both legs in towards you. Feet down to the floor and either rest in a knock-kneed position or pop the bolster underneath the back of your knees. So you've got this softness going down into the pelvis, into the lower back. Sit bones want to feel broad, releasing and opening in the lower back. Let your arms fall. Breathe a new awakening of awareness into all the space of your body, all the places that might have felt like they were maybe unconditioned, needed some attention, places you don't move so often, places that don't get enough light shone upon them within you. Feel now each breath is the light shining in all the nooks and crannies within you. And as you soften across the surface of your skin, feel like it shines out through every pore, like a healing glow around you. Please stay as long as you have available to you, as long as you want to stay. And when you're ready to come out, feet flat onto your bolster if you're using it, and push it away. And then turn onto your side. Pause. Push your way up to sitting. If you're carrying on, just hit end on Zoom. Otherwise, bring your hands together in a prayer. Bow your head towards your hands. Enjoying this last moment where mind, body, and breath all align together in the same space at the same time. As we move off our mat, we might get pulled into something else, but for now, just feel that alignment perfectly here. Thank you. Namaste. See you in a couple of minutes.